Good morning, football fans, and welcome back to another episode of Everything Football. I am your host, Giovanni Witter, and today I am joined with two special guests. The first guest you guys already know from the last stream, my good friend and college teammate, Jaden Manley.
What's up, y'all? Jaden Manley back again, man. Love the podcast, so I had to come back. Love discussing football, so let's get it, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being on again, bro.
Yes, sir.
And today I have another special guest. Look at him as a little brother to me, my close friend and a good teammate from Mount Union, Rayshawn Williams.
What's up, man? Uh, Rayshawn Williams from Clearwater, Florida. I play football at the University of Mount Union. I'm a business major here. As Gio said, close friend. He used to play here with me at Mount. I used to torture him in one-on-ones. Yeah, man, that's it for real, man. I just look forward to talking about this drive, man. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. So as you heard Rayshawn say a little bit today, we're going to be talking about the upcoming NFL draft. We're going to do a little bit of deep dive on some of the prospects, a few big name prospects that you guys should know. Going to talk about a few smaller school prospects as well. And we're also going to break down a little bit of film from the recent bowl games, the Senior Bowl, a little bit of the Hula Bowl and the Shrine Bowl as well. All right. So first and foremost, I want to get into the draft, and I want to show you guys just the order of the draft that I actually found. Just 1 second while I bring that up. So yeah, man, the draft is gonna be real interesting this year. It's a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of good receivers this year as well, man. So I'm looking forward to it. So as you guys can see on your screen right now, this is the current NFL draft order. As you guys know, closer to things might, shake up a little bit. But as of now, February 16th, this is the order 1 through 32. So I'll just go down the line from every team and say what I think they need to draft, or who they need to draft, and what areas of their team they could improve of. So with the number one pick this year is, as we all know, is going to be the Chicago Bears. Bears went 7-10 last year. They had a rough start, but actually when Justin Fields, got back healthy and got into the swings of things, the Bears started looking pretty good towards the end of the year. A lot of analysis are saying that it's time to move on from Justin Fields. I think that would be a horrible move for the Bears. He's a young quarterback, great guy to Ohio State. He just really gets started on his career. What do you guys think about that? A lot of people saying that the Bears need to trade or draft a quarterback this year.
I would agree with you with the whole it's not a smart idea. I think Justin Fields is great. It's kind of hard seeing that he's trying to do his best with what he has. Not saying that his offense is completely horrible with the receivers he got. I mean, he just got DJ Moore. But there's so much you can do. So I don't think everything is completely on him. But majority of the time with all these franchises, the quarterback has to take the blame when it's when they're not really producing for real.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they went 7-10. I mean, like you said, they had a rough start, but they definitely finished pretty strong, in my opinion. But I think getting rid of their OC, I think they got rid of their OC. I think that was definitely like a beneficial thing. I think if they get the right person to definitely help develop Justin Fields and develop that O line, I think they definitely could, do something.
Definitely. So just like you said, a few things I think the Bears could look to touch up is definitely their offensive line to better protect Justin Fields. And man, let's get him some real weapons. As you said, he had DJ Moore. That was a good addition for him. But maybe let's get him some more receivers, also some young tight ends. Tight ends are changing the game of the NFL right now. You need a guy that could block for you and take the safeties away. So I really think, helping him on offense with an O line, wide receiver, and tight end will definitely get the Bears to that next step and hopefully making the playoffs. All right, so with the second pick of the draft, is going to be the Washington Commanders. They had a pretty bad year last year. They were 4-13. You know, pretty much of a letdown, especially in a year where you know, the NFC East was doing pretty good. At least, you know, the Cowboys had a great year. Eagles started strong. You know, Giants not that well, but you know they were doing well. But the Commanders 4-13, that was horrible. So I think three areas they could definitely look to touch up in is going to be drafting a quarterback. You know, a real good quarterback. I think they should actually be the first team to draft a quarterback, and we could say what quarterback they should draft. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but they definitely need a quarterback. Um, Also maybe like a defensive end, a edge person to get after the quarterback, get some pressure for them, and a receiver. You know, a receiver that's going to be able to go deep. I know they have
Terry.
Terry. Yep, Terry's
Yeah.
been doing his thing. He's been a 1,000-yard receiver almost every year he's been in the NFL, but I mean he's been having to do that with inconsistent quarterback play. So you know, if you could be able to get a wide receiver too that would, you know, complement Terry and get a quarterback that can get him the ball, that would definitely be great.
It would. And you know, one shocking trade that I thought was like crazy, I think it was around the trade deadline, was the Chase Young trade. I was like, they really just let go of Chase Young
Yeah.
to the
Oh
49ers. I
yeah.
was like, whoa, that's crazy. That's their best pass rusher, and they just let him go like that. So I feel like they were just trying to make room for this type of move. They probably felt like they were going to have a developing type season. So, you know, I feel like you said, Terry, he do need like a good quarterback play. Like they had good games. Like it wasn't like they were getting blown out or anything. Like they stayed in the game, they just couldn't finish. So somewhere in that locker room, they probably do need like some type of leadership to help them take their game to the next level.
Definitely. All right, so we're gonna talk about pick number 3, my old favorite team, New England
Oh, you a
Patriots, man.
bandwagon?
Nah, I ain't no,
Crazy. That's
I ain't no,
crazy.
I ain't no
That's
bandwagon,
crazy,
bro.
brother.
Listen, man, I love the Patriots, bro. I love, you know, what Tom Brady did, what Bill Belichick did. But I mean, this is the definition of a rebuild right here, man. I mean, they
Yeah.
lost a
Yeah.
generational quarterback. They lost one of the greatest head coaches in the league. I mean, they didn't really lose, and they decided to part ways. But I mean, bro, the Patriots, they were 4-13 last year.
Chill
Four
on
and
that.
13. And you know, I kind of find it funny because like when the Patriots were kind of already going through the rebuild, when they let go of Tom and when they got Cam Newton, you know, when they were working with Cam, it was like, you know, they still had hope. But then they kind of, you know, they drafted
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. And I don't know if Mac Jones, I think he was injured last year.
Uh,
So
th- yeah, he got injured towards the end of the season, but I feel like
towards the end.
I feel like he just didn't really like produce. Like they need a quarterback. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly.
Yeah, I say we need a quarterback and we need, I'm not gonna say better receivers, but I think we need a playmaker that's like a go-to. Like we don't have a, we got Juju, but once he came, he didn't really, he didn't really do nothing for us. So I think we need more of a, a threat. Juju isn't a threat, in my opinion. And we got a whole bunch of young receivers. Um, Nobody's really dependable, or in my opinion. But I definitely agree that we need a new quarterback. Not that Mac Jones is trash or anything. I just think that he isn't. I think everybody hyped him up to be like, oh, he's from Bama. He's the next Brady. That's not his legacy, in my opinion. For us, we need a new quarterback and some better receivers.
I mean, you see what he did at Alabama. He did go crazy with the weapons that he had. He had a Heisman winner, Devontae Smith. So, I mean, maybe if they, decide to go with him as QB1 again, if they get him weapons, like you said, they probably could go crazy. But when he don't got no producers, it's just like, Mac, what you doing, bro?
Yeah. I hear you saying we a lot, Rayshawn. That's your favorite team?
Yeah, man.
Uh,
But I ain't no band like I'm a ride or die. You feel me? Like if we trash, we trash.
I
That's
feel
that.
that.
You feel me? As long as we beat the Jets every year, I don't really care. And we beat the Jets this year, so I ain't tripping.
Well, look, for me, I personally think, like you said, the Patriots, they're gonna need a quarterback. They probably won't get a quarterback who's gonna come in and start right away. Probably like a year or two learning under Mac. But I feel like it's kind of time to start looking for that next guy. You know, Mac Jones wasn't really the guy we thought he was gonna be. Also, like you said, they got a few young receivers, so maybe that might not be like a focus point, but you got to get some tight ends. You got to get some tight ends. And you got to get some offensive tackles, offensive linemen to protect whatever. If you're going to keep Mac Jones, if you're going to move on from Mac, you got to get an offensive line that's going to protect them. All right, so moving on from the 4-13 Patriots, we're going to go to the 4-13 Cardinals. All right. Arizona, you know, it was a rough year for them last year. Kyler came back towards the end of the year, you know, trying to get back into the groove of things. I personally think, the Arizona, they have a lot of things to work on, but I like Kyler Murray. And I think that he is and he will be a great NFL quarterback as long as they surround him with talent. So what I think the Cardinals need is definitely going to be some wide receivers. You know, I don't know if they're bringing back Hollywood Brown. You know, I personally feel like Hollywood Brown is an elite receiver, but I feel like he's more of a wide receiver too. You know, he would be better if you had that star receiver like you know, any of the big name receivers right now who could take away some of the attention so he could get more open. So definitely a receiver, either a young guy who's a star or an old veteran who's a star who could come in and take some of the pressure off of Hollywood if they do re-sign him. A defensive tackle to get some pressure, and obviously an offensive lineman, man. You can't have, you know, Kyler's 5'0", bro. You can't have him, you know, scrambling for his life every single place and expect to win games.
It's true. I feel like when they was going crazy, I think the year before or the year before that, like they had a great defense where they had Buda Baker on that defense, and then they also had Buddy, I can't his name Isaiah. I forget what
the linebacker.
Yeah, like the linebacker safety. Like they had a great defense. I feel like they just kind of got rid of everybody for real, and they just was like they're another development team. They ain't really.
They're also really rebuilding right now.
Yeah,
definitely, man. All right, so I'm gonna run through these last few, not last few, the whole table. Pick number 5, we got the LA Chargers. They went 5-12. Top 3 needs for the Chargers right now. It's going to be a cornerback, running back, and a defensive lineman for sure. You know, the Cardinals 5-12. The Cardinals, man, they actually, you know, they got Jim Harbaugh. You know, they just got Jim Harbaugh from the University of Michigan. He's going to be the head coach. You know, they got Justin Herbert. I cannot believe I forgot his name. My favorite safety in the NFL. What is his name? I'm drawing a blank right here.
Darwin James.
Yes. So, you know, I mean, the Chargers, they do have a few big name players and big time pieces, but, you know, like I said, the cornerback, running back, defensive tackle is going to help get them to that next level. Pick number 6, got the New York Giants. Like we said, you know, not that good of a year. My 3 things I think that they're going to need is a defensive tackle. Got to get some pressure on the quarterback. Offensive lineman, you're going to need someone protecting your quarterback, your running back. And honestly, they might need a running back. You know, with Saquon, we don't know if they plan to re-sign Saquon. And also, you know, the lifespan of an NFL running back isn't as long as it once was. So, you know, getting a young running back on a cheap rookie deal wouldn't be that bad for the Giants either. Pick number 7, we got the Tennessee Titans. They went 6-11. Gonna need an offensive tackle, cornerback, and a receiver. You know, they should have put running back here as well. I don't know if they're gonna be bringing back King Henry. You know, that would be a huge loss. That would be a huge loss.
Big loss.
That's the offense, bro.
That's gonna be a major pickup for whoever picks him up, man. So I hope he goes to the Ravens. Just think, you got King Henry and Lamar in the backfield. Oh my God, that would be a crazy duo right there, for sure. All right, let me run through these last few. We got Atlanta Falcons, end of the season at 7-10. They need a quarterback, they need a receiver, and they need a defensive end. You know, I'm not a big fan of Ritter. I'm not a big fan of any of the Atlanta quarterbacks right now. So hopefully they either find someone in the draft, a young guy who can come in and learn, or go pick someone up during trade. Pick number 9, Chicago Bears again. Or the 10th pick of the draft are going to be the Jets. All right. So the Jets ended the season 7-10. Not the year they wanted. They had the big pickup of Aaron Rodgers, and in a season-ending injury within the first minute of the first game. That was so sad. But they finished 7-10. So you could just imagine, like, what if they actually had Rodgers on the team the whole year? Because that young guy, oh man,
Zach
Wilson, rough right now.
Rough.
So,
but the finish 7-10 is pretty good. Like you said, like they had like a lot going on. Like first they started Zach Wilson, then they benched him. Then I don't know if the reports was true about him not wanting to even come back to start. Like they just had a lot going on in that office, bro. But to go 7-10, I think their defense is straight. But I feel like they team is straight. Like they don't really need nothing else. They just needed that quarterback. They just needed Aaron Rodgers. And so I feel like they good. As long as they get a nice little young talent, they gonna be straight.
How you feel about that Patriot fan?
Sure. You trying to shade on the Patriots? I'm mad you a bandwagon, bro. I didn't know you liked the Patriots. That's crazy,
bro. I'm not a bandwagon, bro.
You a bandwagon, bro.
When the Ravens drafted, bro, I've been a Ravens fan, bro. Ray Lewis, bro. That's my mentor, bro. But when they drafted Lamar, bro, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely rocking with the
He
Ravens,
always
bro.
been talking about Lamar though, like
Lamar
and the Ravens, though.
Okay, then. All right.
But as far as the Jets, I think, obviously, with their whole offense being wishy-washy only because they don't have a quarterback, that's probably their only game they need is a QB. But that's, that was kind of self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure everybody that, if you didn't know football, you'd know that for sure. Yeah. Once they lost Aaron Rodgers, you already knew their whole season was going down.
It's hard to replace Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's for sure.
The GOAT, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's get in the second row with pick 11. We got the Minnesota Vikings. Ended the year 7-10. That was kind of a letdown for them. I expected them to have a bigger year, but as we know, Kirk kind of got hurt. So my 3 needs for the Vikings would be a quarterback. Even if they do end up bringing Kirk back, just a young guy to come under and learn from Kirk would be good. They definitely need a defensive lineman, and they need an offensive guard to protect Kirk. All right. Pick 12, we got the Denver Broncos. They need a quarterback. With the Russell, I don't know if you guys really were paying attention with the Russell Wilson situation. The Broncos, man, they kind of did Russell wrong there.
Man, they did.
Yeah.
Sorry, my boy.
Yeah, they said he had this injury clause. The Broncos, they were doing pretty good early in the year. And I saw this on Twitter right before this. During their bye week, they came to Russell and they were like, man, you need to change the clause that you have in your contract, or it won't go good for you. And Russell, obviously, it's a money-making game. He got to make money for him and his family, so he wasn't going to take the clause out. And then we seen towards the end of the year where they still had a fighting chance for the playoffs, they end up benching their quarterback.
Man,
that was weird. That was just weird.
Man, Sean Payton, man, that boy just need to retire. He getting a little too stressed.
Yeah, I thought he was the problem too. I thought it was
like he toxic, bro. Like you can have a toxic coach, like, bro. He just like, I get it. You supposed to get on your players and discipline them, but I just feel like he was going about it just a little bit wrong. Like he would never do Drew Brees that way.
And that's the thing, like Sean Payton, like he's a guy. At New Orleans, he was doing such a good job. Great organization with Drew Brees and everything. And I feel like, you have another veteran quarterback like Russell. I never seen him, like you said, shout and get all up in Drew's face like he did with Russell. Like, I find that a little bit disrespectful, an older veteran quarterback. Like, but yeah, the Broncos, they're going to need a lot of help this year. 3 keys that they're going to need. If they decide probably Russell wants to move on, anyone moves on, they're going to need a quarterback. Even if Russell stays, they'll need a quarterback to learn under him. Their defensive line needs a little help, so they need a defensive tackle. They're also going to need a tight end as well. Pick number 13, got the Oakland Raiders. They finished 8-9. They got that new black head coach. a lot of life in the Raiders organization right now. But to make that next step, they're still gonna need a quarterback. Everyone's been saying the Raiders need a quarterback, even when they had Derek Carr. Manly, I know this is your team.
Man,
You
Man, you
guys
like the
know,
Raiders?
yeah,
yes,
man.
bro. The Raiders, bro. Like you said, we just need a quarterback. Like Aiden O'Connell, he didn't do bad. Don't get me wrong. He did it great for a rookie quarterback that was like third string. But I think the head coach position was also something that was like a distraction because I forget the head coach's name beforehand. But man, I just couldn't. He just wasn't doing it. You could tell that the players, they weren't really abiding by his philosophy, his mindset. Like Devontae Smith or Adams, we gonna pray on that one. We gonna pray that he stay because I think with AP there, he definitely got a chance to stay. And then it was just like once AP became the head coach, everybody changed their mindset. Our running game got better. Like we got a good running back, but I think we also need a running back. Well, we got a running back number 2, but just like almost like your third down running back too.
What happened to Josh Jacobs?
I think he had like a was it either like a quad injury or something like that? So like he just sat out the last few games. And who was the third string running back? He was from Georgia, but he was going crazy. Like his first game that he started, he had 100 yards. So like, I mean, we got a tight end. We just need a quarterback. So at the end of the day, our quarterback situation, that's all we need. I say the O-line could use some work, but yeah, we was just on a rebuilding stage with the whole organization. We got rid of the GM and everything too. So yeah.
Honestly, I feel like the Raiders could be one of those sneaky teams next year because think about it, like you said, Manly, this is a very distractive year for the Raiders. A lot of distractions, a lot of things going on. I mean, they still finished 8-9. They beat a few big teams. Almost every game was close. So, I mean, you got Devontae Adams as well. Hopefully Josh Jacobs comes back. Your defense was pretty decent last year as well. So my 3 top needs for the Raiders would be obviously a quarterback. They need a franchise quarterback, somebody who's going to take them to that next level, somebody who keeps Adams, involved. Second, they're going to need an offensive line to protect that quarterback. Maybe an offensive tackle to watch the blind side. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, they need a lockdown corner on the defensive side of things. All right, so moving on, we're going to go to Sean Payton's old team, the New Orleans Saints. They had a better year than the Broncos, barely, but they finished 9-8. They were doing their thing. Obviously, they're in the NFC South, which is a weaker division, but they still competed. So the 3 needs for the Saints would be a defensive end, a wide receiver, and an offensive tackle. All right. Pick number 15. We got the Indianapolis Colts. We got, they had a new quarterback last year, Anthony Richardson, who was doing his thing early in the season, and he got hurt. Obviously, they're going to need a supporting cast around Richardson. We got Robbie tuned in. We got Malik tuned in. What's up, y'all boys? But yeah, I think for the Colts, they're going to need a defensive tackle, a wide receiver, and a cornerback on the defensive side of things. All right. Pick number 16, Seattle Seahawks. Finished 9-8 last year. You're going to need a quarterback, need a linebacker, and an offensive lineman. Pick number 17, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were really 1 game away from making the playoffs. They had a letdown in the last few weeks of the year. I actually thought they were going to be in the playoffs instead of the Texans. But, that's how football is, bro. It's a week-to-week thing. So, for the Jaguars, because I feel like they're a good team. They were 9-8 last year. They got a good franchise quarterback, pretty solid defense. So, to help them get back or get to the playoffs, I think they're going to need a defensive end. Offensive guard, Trevor Lawrence been taking a few too many hits. You got to protect your franchise quarterback. And they might need a receiver. We don't know exactly what's going to be happening with Calvin Ridley, if he's going to stay or go. So, yeah, just a supporting cast around Trevor Lawrence little bit of a strength on the defensive line. That should help the Jaguars get back. All right, pick 18. We got my AFC North rival, the Cincinnati Bengals. Bro, I mean, this is a great football team. Every team in the AFC North is a great football team. The Bengals, they showed it last year. Franchise quarterback Joe Burrow got hurt, and I mean, they still gave every team hell when they played them. Obviously, before I even get into the draft, for the Bengals to get back to the playoffs this year, they're gonna need Joe Burrow to stay healthy. That's first and foremost.
All right.
And so just for draft wise, you know, a lot of things are also going on with the Bengals receiving core. We don't know if some of their guys are going to be getting picked up. You know, T. Higgins, Chase more than likely staying, but T. Higgins might be on the move. So to replace that, I think they need to look for a receiver in the draft. Definitely need to strengthen up their offensive line because AFC North is known for their strong defenses, and they're going to be coming after Burrow. So you got to be protecting your franchise quarterback. And maybe just a little bit of help on the defensive line, you know, strengthening the defensive tackles to get after quarterbacks. All right, pick 19. We got the Rams. They had a good year, ended up making it to the playoffs. They need a little bit of help on their defense. So I think their secondary cornerbacks and safeties, they need a lockdown corner, and they need a ball hawk safety. Also, they need a defensive lineman, defensive end. More likely an edge person to contain the quarterback and get after the quarterback. So that's my needs for the Rams. Number 20, Pittsburgh Steelers.
They need everything.
Well, they need everything, but man, this is a strong organization. It just shows they need everything, and they still made the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, they ended up 10-7. You know, got one of the greatest coaches of all time, regardless of what anybody says. So I still think, regardless, Steelers more than likely going to be a playoff team next year. But to get over that hump of making the playoffs and actually winning a playoff game, they got to get a cornerback, and they got to strengthen their offensive line. Their quarterback situation was a bit shaky. I believe the young guy, not Mitch Trubisky, not Mason Rudolph. What's the young guy's name? I'm drawing a blank.
He's from Pitt.
Yeah, he's from Pitt. Oh my God, I forgot his name.
Man.
But I feel like he's the best option they do have at the quarterback position, and they got to protect him. You know, Mitch Trubisky's kind of getting a little older. Mason Rudolph never really.
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. They got to protect Kenny Pickett. The Steelers, the best chance they have right now at the quarterback position is Kenny Pickett, and you got to find a way to protect him. That's going to be able to get them to that next step, get them into a playoff win.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Before we move on, we beat them. I just want to throw that out there. The Patriots beat them. I just want to.
Y'all had some surprising wins. I ain't even gonna lie, bro.
Them 4 wins, you know, there was some surprises in them 4.
I take pride in all 4.
I ain't gonna ever talk trash about the Patriots like that. That wasn't my team. So they got to rebuild right now, though. You know, they got to rebuild.
We lost our coach, man.
They lost everything. But all right, so let's get into Team 21, my hometown team, the Miami Dolphins. Man, talk about a letdown. The whole city was let down with this one. I mean, they had a great year, great year. A lot of people in the city, they don't even know much, but they think that they lost because they played in Kansas City in that freezing cold game.
I mean, they is like what they say. They like 0-something playing in the cold. Like they never win in the cold. But to be honest, yeah, that's a bad excuse. But at the same time, it's just football. You feel me? Like you gotta be ready for all conditions. Like,
because I say that's a horrible excuse because just because we the Miami Dolphins don't mean all of our players are from Miami. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got players that grew up in the cold. So as an NFL player, you got to be prepared to play in any conditions. The Dolphins, bro, their offense was so high powered, bro. Man, Tyreek Hill is a monster. Waddle is a great wide receiver too. Tua, everyone's really hard on Tua. You know, I do think he's a game manager, like Cam Newton said, but I also think he is an elite quarterback, and you give him some more time, and he will continue to or start to produce on a high level. So, 3 positions that the Dolphins need to look at to help get them into that playoff win or maybe even the AFC Championship trip. They're going to have to beef up the offensive line to protect their franchise quarterback. Um, they're gonna also have to strengthen up the defensive secondary a little bit. It's late in some games, and they have a. I'm a big fan of the young safety they have from Oregon, Javon Holland. I've been watching him from Oregon. He's a good safety, but maybe they should bring in another safety to just help strengthen up things in the secondary, and maybe even bringing a third wide receiver. Actually, a lot of people don't know. A close friend of mine, Anthony Swartz, actually just recently got signed to the Dolphins. He's a speedster, very fast, quick receiver, deep threat. So that's a great signing for the Dolphins right there. So, if they could also bring in like a few young receivers, just to strengthen up that receiver core even more. So Tua has more options. That could definitely be the thing that gets the Dolphins to the next level.
That is true. I feel like if you watch the game where I forget who they played, but when Tyreek was out, like Jalen Waddle stepped up for sure, but then it was just like Tua just didn't know. I think it was against the Titans actually. He just didn't know where to go. Like he just had no like other weapons he could have did. And, the only thing they could resort to was like the running game. Like they got a good running game, but
yes,
yeah, they do need that extra receiver to help. Waddle if Tyreek go down because Tua was freaking out without that boy Tyreek, man.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Dolphin fan. I mean, that's my hometown team, but man, last year they really looked really good. I mean, especially on offense, they had that balanced attack. Like you said, they had two great running backs. They had the receivers, quarterbacks. So yeah, I mean, if they could just clean up things a little bit, that can help get them into that next level and actually winning a few playoff games. All right. Pick 22. I feel like one of the biggest letdowns from this year.
It's definitely the biggest letdown.
The biggest letdown is the Philadelphia Eagles, bro. I'm not an Eagles fan by any form necessary. I do like Jalen Hurts, bro. I don't know what happened. They were undefeated almost more than half of the year, and it's like they just went downhill from there.
They need it, man. What do they need? I don't know. They just need to change their mindset or philosophy. I feel like they wasn't a team or anything. Like I didn't see no type of brotherhood in they organization. Like Jalen Hurts, he could be a leader for sure, but I just feel like they took a step back as an organization with their mindset and philosophy. Like they went 10-1, but like it was like they couldn't finish. Like what y'all doing?
Yeah, and we're gonna be. Well, I'm gonna be a little biased. We're from Mount Union. They have a great coach in Nick Sirianni. I think he's a great coach. I saw a lot of analysts and a few fans saying like, "Oh, they need to get rid of Nick Sirianni. He's not doing his thing." But bro, it's not always the coach's fault when things aren't going well.
Yeah.
He was just in the Super Bowl last year with his team. So if they could just bring a leader in for the cultural aspect, that could definitely help things. I think the Eagles are gonna need a running back, a receiver, and a corner. Definitely. All right. We're more than halfway through the stream, so I just want to run through these last picks for sure to get into our next topics. Pick 23, we got the Houston Texans. Great year. Finished 11-6, and they also got a playoff win. They're going to need an offensive tackle to protect CJ, a defensive tackle, and a cornerback to help straighten up things in the back end. Pick 24, Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys always come in with extremely high expectations. They did not win a playoff game. They should have. I like the Cowboys. I do like the Cowboys. I want them to get to that next step. I think Dak is a great quarterback. Like Cam Newton said, he is a game manager. So to help out, they're going to need an offensive tackle. They traded away Ezekiel Elliott, so they're going to need another running back and maybe an offensive guard as well. Pick 25, Packers had a great year. Jordan Love is a great young quarterback, as he proved this year. They're going to need a few things on the defensive side. Their DBs need a little help, so maybe need to draft some safeties, a few corners, and get that offensive tackle to continue to protect Jordan. Pick 26, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They surprised a lot of people this year, winning the NFC South with Baker Mayfield. Had a bit of a letdown in the playoffs, but that was all right. At least they made it to the playoffs. But to get them back to the next step, to get them back to being Super Bowl champions, maybe they're going to need a franchise quarterback or even a young guy who comes in just to learn a little bit from Baker. Because honestly, I do like Baker Mayfield. I think he's a great guy. I've been watching him ever since Oklahoma, his days in Cleveland. But honestly, I don't think he's really that franchise quarterback per se. So maybe, bringing a young quarterback that could learn from him. Pick 27, got the Cardinals. Already talked about that. Pick 28, Buffalo Bills. Big time team right here. Had a letdown against the Super Bowl champions. A lot of Buffalo fans are feeling like they were finessed, they were cheated out of the game, they were rigged. The only team that they lost to in the playoffs ended up winning the Super Bowl. So, I'm not a fan of the Buffalo Bills. I kind of look at them as a rival, even though me and the Ravens and the Bills aren't a rival. But the Bills are a good team, and I feel like they're in good hands with Josh Allen. Just a few things that they can use to clean up is on the safeties. They need some DBs back there, even though I like their safeties in prior. But, just to clean up the DBs, bring in a guy who can play nickel back, that inside corner, that safety position, that do-it-all DB. Also, a D-line. Their D-line needs help clean up on the defensive tackle and the defensive end, get some more pressure. But on the offensive side, they're good, bro. I mean, James Cook was a great running back this year. Josh Allen, he's a top 3 quarterback, if you ask me. So they can clean up the things on defense. They should be able to make another run. The Detroit Lions, pick number 29. They had a phenomenal year. If you ask me, it was a letdown year because, they were beating the 49ers and, they kind of let down. I thought for a second the Lions were gonna head to the Super Bowl, but it didn't work out for them. The Lions, they did great. They overexceeded a lot of expectations last year. So for them to come back and do it again, maybe clean up a little bit of things on the defensive side, bring in a lockdown cornerback. They have Hutch, a great defensive lineman in Hutch. Maybe they need another guy on the other side of him. So just absolutely wreck, offensive alignments and bring in an offensive guard to protect your quarterback, Jared Goff. Jared Goff, man, like what a story with Goff. He's doing good on no matter what team he's at. So I think the Lions, they fix those minor pieces, they'll be back again. Pick number 30. The greatest team that let us down. Honestly, bro, I don't even need to look at my notes for this. I'll tell y'all. We need an offensive guard. The Ravens gonna need a receiver. I hope we re-sign our defensive tackle Madubuike. For the cultural aspect, I kind of hope we bring back Odell just for the locker room. And man, we got to do something. We got to get to that next step. This was supposed to be the year. I find no blame. Lamar is not to blame. You weirdos. I don't know what you want from him. It ain't his fault, bro. We gotta get things going for the Ravens. They had a great year, bro. 13-4. Almost a picture perfect year. But yeah, we gotta clean things up so we can get that championship for sure. But Ravens, you see, we 30th pick, one of the best teams in the league. Not much to clean up. Same thing with the 31st pick, the 49ers. I feel bad for the 49ers fan. I'm not a 49ers fan. I feel bad. I feel bad for the 49ers fans, though. Bro, every year you guys are stacked. I know next year are going to be stacked again. It just what's gonna happen? Is Purdy gonna? I think Purdy took a great step this year. He did, but at the end of the day, he's still a game manager, like Cam said. So we got to get him to be into that elite category, a game-changing category. And honestly, bro, I just feel like he didn't do bad in the Super Bowl. But what it comes down to, and what me and Manly discussed last episode, it came down to the last 2 drives of the game. You saw Brock Purdy last 2 drives, brought his team down there, kicked 2 field goals. Last 2 drives for Mahomes, he ended up getting stopped on one of them, got a field goal, and he ended up getting the game-winning touchdown. So, we got to have game changers that do that.
I think That's those are key elements to what led to them losing. But in my personal opinion, and it's very like it's overlooked a lot. You feel me? Because people don't realize it and how important it is. But I think, in my opinion, this is my opinion though. I feel like they lost because of special teams, and I think one specific play did it. Mind you, getting a PAT block doesn't help, but when you don't execute on punt return, and I'm not saying it was muffed or anything, but when you can't recover a ball that it's you call him fire, and unfortunately it hit. I forgot whose foot it hit, but it hits.
Teammate.
Yeah, like it hits the DB's foot, and you don't recover it. Instead, you try and pick it up and run it instead of just falling on it. And then the Chiefs get it and they score in one play. I don't think that helps because they tied the game after that. I think that was the biggest. Because imagine if that wouldn't have happened and they would have had the ball and probably scored again or ran the clock out, kicked the field goal. Like everything would have been. They would have won basically. You feel me? So I think special teams is big. Like, y'all know at Mount, they always say how important special teams is, and you can't just overlook it. And I think that showed, like, in the Super Bowl, how big special team plays a part in winning games. So I feel like, yeah, obviously, as far as offensively, Brock Purdy, it's things he needs to work on to be a game changer rather than a manager. But I feel like the special teams unit played a big role in the L they took. That's just my opinion. I feel like
definitely
that punt return big.
Spoke about that, yeah.
Definitely. And fans, if you don't know Ray Sean, he's one of the best punt returners in Mount
That's the
Union.
joint.
So that's why he definitely had to let you know that
Bro,
punt return messed
whole
everything
game,
up.
I'm like, bro,
He's speaking from experience right there, y'all.
Facts. No, yeah.
No, for real. Nah, that punt return, that definitely was a big thing, bro. So like I was on when you had you a muff and I was on you the same way. That was a game changer play.
But I'm lucky enough to have a great defense that held it down. Y'all boys was 3-0 in the red zone and all. You feel me? But they got scored on in one play, and that did not help them at all.
Yeah. Yep. That's how it be. All right, last pick, Kansas City Chiefs. They don't need nothing.
Yeah.
Just if they ever, try to get back to the three-peat, it's gonna be hard. They're gonna need a defensive tackle, to accommodate Chris Jones. Maybe get another wide receiver for Pat. The more weapons, the better. And straighten up the offensive tackle. I feel like this year, Pat had to run a lot more than usual. He had to do a lot of scrambling. Yeah. And I mean, he showed y'all he could do it. He's good at it. So, but just getting that offensive tackle to protect him. We don't need the best quarterback in the NFL getting those serious injury right now and nothing like that. All right, and that's it for my draft breakdown. Definitely took a little longer than expected, but that is all right. So now we're gonna do a dive into the Senior Bowl. All right. All right, y'all can see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, boom. Johnny Johnson, Chris Abram. These are going to go through fast. Any reps you guys like, let me know. Ray or Manley, I could pause. We'll go talk about it frame by frame.
Gotta have that one.
Yeah, let's see.
He was eating the boy from Georgia.
Oh yeah.
The corner.
Yeah, the receiver.
I'm talking about the receiver.
84.
He was going ham.
This the play right here. You're right.
Yeah.
Carlton Johnson, Xavier Lee. You had the separation.
Gotta catch it.
Too handsy.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a win for the defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was a little 5 yard.
Oh my gosh.
He is.
84 had a day.
He got some sauce.
Oh my goodness.
He got some unexpected sauce.
I wonder if there's any way. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you can slow it down.
Yeah, that's what I want.
There you go.
Let's get the 25 right here. All right. Boom.
Oh my.
SEC battle right here. Georgia versus Kentucky. Look at the release. Boom.
Come on. And the thing
You
is,
see,
he stayed on his stem too. Like he stayed on he got right back on his
Yeah.
stem, and
Moved.
that's what helped him for real. Like,
so any young guys out here watching the stream, we got 2 college receivers and 1 DB, right? So they're gonna give you their tips. One tip from a DB point of view, right? When you guys are working your release, especially if you're going against a good receiver, you want to get vertical. I see a lot of these young guys where they're working the release and they're staying they're doing all the moves, they're still in the same spot, not gaining any yards. This guy, he's getting vertical. He's pushing till he gets to the defender's toes. Like this, I mean, the defender and the defender, you should have punched him right in his chest. But this is how you do it at receiver right here. What do you guys think?
I mean, he gave him good heads and shoulders too. Like, it made him open up. I mean, good recovery by the
Great
by
recovery.
the DB, but I mean, this is a good release, man. This is what we talk about. You got to threaten this cushion, bro. Like,
It's a great release. I
Yeah.
mean, he closed space. He closed the gap. He got on his toes. That's what won him that rep.
Texas A&M against Maryland. Oh wow,
good
great
catch.
move. Seems like a bigger body guy right there.
Yeah.
Very physical battle.
That's great defense. That's good defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look like Auburn and Liberty. This is great defense right here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah.
Oh,
He was
Damn.
in position and everything. Like,
patient. Oh my gosh.
and the thing is, like, what the receiver did, like, this should have been a win by the DB. Like, the receiver didn't do anything to threaten him. Like,
I feel
I
like he
think
couldn't locate the
That
ball.
was just a smart play by the quarterback. I'm pretty sure he's going for a back shoulder
For
because he
sure.
seen that he wasn't going to beat him deep, so he just tried to throw it back shoulder.
Oh my, that guy from Florida State right there, man. Big
nah,
body
this
receiver.
that's that big one. That, like, slip, man. He got to sit down more. That's what it is.
I believe this is Tulane against the
Good catch.
Quan Jackson. Great catch, great coverage. Win for the offense. South Carolina and Auburn. Xavier Legette, Lemhi Perchet. Stay, don't reach, run. Find the ball. Great job.
Good defense.
That's how you recover,
That's
bro.
good D.
And not even recover. He wasn't really beat.
I think he played
did
his
get a
eyes.
step. Good job, bro. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's good
That's a
defense.
perfect rep right
Mhm.
there. Stay patient and don't panic.
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh.
Ooh.
Is that a linebacker? Or
That might be a safety. It's a good little comeback.
did he catch it?
That's not
good
bad defense, though.
Yeah.
Great defense.
He was there.
Nice, Smith, Carmen Kitchens. I believe Kitchens is the one from Texas A&M.
Go back. Start it over.
I got you. Out and up, bro.
You can't run an out and up with a defender that's off. Like,
Yeah, I'd say that's really
Like
where he
10
should have
yards.
checked or something else.
Yeah.
Like how exactly, and then you stayed true to it. If anything, he should have pushed it deeper and tried to sell it like it was a
yeah.
10-yard speed
Kitchens
out.
is the DB from Miami. Kitchens is a great DB from Miami. That was great coverage right there.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, you lost already, my boy.
The crazy
Yeah,
thing
that.
is he jabbed him though. Like, he got him. It's the hands, the fight in the
Yeah.
hands.
That's what you got to do at receiver, bro. Get them hands off you.
Yes. Like,
I mean, he tried to lunge it too, though, at the end. Like, he tried to boom.
yep. Yeah, hand fighting real important. He just lost at the line of scrimmage, you know.
I think he's guessing.
Yeah. He thought he was
Yep.
gonna go
That was a great rep. by the receiver. There go that guy, Florida State, Johnny Wilson, Javon Bullard from Georgia.
He giving me more of
Yeah.
a tight
He
end
did.
type vibe. I
Yeah,
think they're gonna
he
make him play
did.
tight end for real.
Nope.
You
If
don't
y'all
think so?
see, nope, you got to watch full game highlight. That guy, he got some speed to him.
I think he caught this one. Oh no.
Good coverage. Would let him see him stay on his feet there. Lad McConkey.
And the thing is, he had good catch,
I like
Great
this
catch.
guy. I like this
I'm
guy.
messing with him.
and he had outside leverage too. Like he got a little wiggle to him, man.
We got some seasoning.
And he don't remind you a little bit of Robbie Kirchner?
Just a little bit though. I ain't gonna lie, the way he do his little shakes, yeah, he do. Robbie used to
Yeah.
do stuff like that, bro. Okay.
Oh, get that hand down.
This is my guy, Jarvis Brownlee, from down here in Florida, University of Louisville.
And see,
Great coverage.
as a
Gonna
receiver,
run
he's
this guy
supposed
back.
to. He got to swipe his hands off. He out here holding his hand. Like if you look at the whole
Yeah.
rep, he swiped it off the first time, but then look, the rest of the way he holding his hand. Swipe it off. Swipe it off.
Great job at the corner, pestering the receiver all the way down the field. Don't give him no opportunity to swipe it off. I like this guy from Tulane too.
Ah,
I feel like he's shifty. DJ James, the cornerback from Auburn. Ooh, good rep. Finish.
I don't know what route he was about to do.
I don't know what he
I
is.
thought he was
was
about to. I thought he was about to do a dig or something, bro. But
Yeah.
I think he thought too much. Like this, you could tell he was thinking. He didn't know what he was
Definitely
gonna do.
trying to
Yeah.
run. I don't know what he was running.
To be honest, he would have had him if he would have just one stepped it, but like, I don't know. Okay.
Try to do too much.
See, that's
Yeah,
another
dude.
thing. Like, as a receiver, sometimes you could think so much, where it's like you fuck up your steps.
Where's the speed?
Wilson.
Where's the speed?
Oh,
Where's the
no.
speed you're talking
No
about?
way.
Where's the speed?
Maybe
Gotta
he's
remember, we playing it in slow mo, bruh.
Maybe
He knew the ball was uncatchable.
Nah, bro.
maybe it's like open field speed. Like if he gonna breakaway speed. There we go, breakaway.
All right, this is gonna be the last one from this one. Come on, lad. Leave. Okay.
Oh my, yep.
Okay.
Nah, he
Yes,
definitely
sir.
he that for sure. He's one of them.
Let's see that. I like this man, Lad McConkey from Georgia.
And he been doing this for like a few years, like, but it's on a quiet level. That's a good double.
He got on number 84.
Yeah.
Sir. All right. So, a few minutes left in the stream before we leave off. I also want to talk about a few of our favorite recruits that are coming up in this year's draft. So, and I'm saying recruits. I feel like that's not the right word.
Prospects.
There we go. All right. My number one prospect right here, smaller school receiver, is Wayne Ruby Jr. All right. We got some of his highlights. Turn this down right here. Not even a highlight. This is a clip of his most recent performance at the Hula Bowl against a lot of Power 5 competition. You see here, Mississippi State, Alabama, Florida State guys. He had a real good day out there, man. I saw this firsthand. So we're going against one of the best nickel safeties right here, Texas A&M. Easy speed out, easy route, easy money. That's what we like to see right there. Play it one more time for you guys. Wayne Ruby's from University of Mount Union. In his career at Mount Union, he ended up with 362 receptions, 5,624 yards, and 74 touchdowns, averaging 100 yards per game. I mean, when you talk about diamond in the rough, I mean, it doesn't get more sparkly than this.
Facts.
Honestly, this
Facts.
guy, whoever takes the chance on this kid right here, is getting the dog.
Mm-hmm. And the
Getting
thing
the
is,
dog.
like, I was just talking to my coworker yesterday. We was talking about the difference between like D3 and D1. Like, we know, like, it's a difference, but the thing is, like, we don't have a scholarship and stuff like that. Like, we just playing ball, and it's real competitive too. Like, so we got a lot more to prove, and then like
Facts.
it just shows. You feel me? So don't be a sleeper on D3 dudes. Like, we could do as much as D1 dudes as well. And Wayne is definitely showing that. You feel me? Like, he went up there, you would have thought he was D1 for sure. And trust me, a lot of us D3 people, we could play D1, and that's real.
I should have brought this stat up, but I read it on Twitter the other day. Like, there's actually so many like smaller school guys who actually had such long NFL careers. You know, even not even D3, but you got D1 AA, D2, D3 guys from JUCO, NAIA. I mean, there's so much talent out there, and you just got to keep working so you can be seen.
Mm-hmm.
I know, mainly, I think you had a recruit or a prospect, smaller school prospect you were talking about.
Yeah, Frank Gore Jr. He from Southern Miss. Uh, he's a real sleeper, but I think he got like an MVP of one of the bowl games. Uh, shoot, I mean, obviously, his dad, Frank Gore Sr., pretty good running back himself, but he had a total of 4,000 yards in his rushing career. I mean, 2 seasons with 1,000 yards, and then the other ones with over 500. He's definitely gonna make a difference. He's gonna be the running back sleeper that a lot of teams might really need for real. So.
Yeah, now Frank Gore Jr. I used to watch him when he was at the University of Southern Miss, and even as a freshman, man, like he showed he was a really good running back. His dad is from down here, played high school at Coral Gables, and really transformed the whole entire Miami with the way he ran the ball. I swear, like growing up, everybody wanted to be a running back, wanted to be like Frank Gore. So it'll be real fun to watch Frank Gore Jr. get his shot in the NFL and try to make a name for himself like his dad did. My last not even a small school, but just a prospect that might be overlooked. Actually, one of my trainers and coaches used to be a teammate of his and wanted me to research him. So I did, and I like what I saw. Malachi Corley, he is a receiver from Western Kentucky. He ended up finishing the year with 79 receptions, 984 yards, average 12 yards a catch, and 11 touchdowns. I mean, coming from, a power, as they say, a power 6 school, not non-power 5 school, and, almost 1,000 yards, almost 80 catches, and double-digit touchdowns. I mean, that's really impressive to say the least. So those are a few guys to keep an eye out for. We got Wayne Ruby Jr. is going to be one of the best receiver prospects in the entire draft. Frank Gore Jr., he's Frank Gore's son. Give him a shot in the NFL and watch what he does. And Malachi Corley, from Western Kentucky University. So it'll be fun watching these guys in the weeks to come, see what they could do. But the time is 12:02 right now, and the stream is about to be over. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Catch us Monday at 11 a.m. for the next stream. I want to thank Manly, Ray for joining me. Tell the people.
Appreciate it, brother.
Sir. So, all right. Thank y'all for watching, and see you on the next stream.